Well, I figured today's game news was going to be a little different. I'm actually recording this not live, uh, really late before the Nintendo Direct. So this game news will be everything not Nintendo related because that's going to dominate. But if you're not super into the Switch stuff, I got you covered. Let's talk about the last week in gaming. Let's get right into some of the stories from last week, starting off with a Game Pass update that kind of came out of nowhere. We're looking at more in-game benefits for free-to-play games with Game Pass. And I thought this was cool because in the title card here, we got Warzone, League of Legends, the finals, and Overwatch 2, which we already know about League of Legends and Overwatch 2's Game Pass benefits. I believe the finals has had some benefits here and there. But if we look at the article here, we can see new benefits coming to Game Pass. Here's of the Storm PC, which got me super excited because I used to love Heroes of the Storm, and now I want to play it again. But 30 heroes for free in the game. That's awesome. I think there's a list of them. All you got to do is link your Battle.net account to your Game Pass account. You can even launch the game straight from the Xbox app on PC. Super cool. Naraka Blade Point. Use your Xbox profile to log in. Unlock all heroes, exclusive Xbox headgear, and the Phoenix Princess pack. That's cloud, console, and PC, which is Epic. Smite 2 on console and PC as well. Unlock the exclusive high velocity Hecate skin, Five Gods, Ares, Anhur, Hecate, Hercules, and Nemesis. The OP title, GG emote. The finals, Xbox Series X and PC. XS and PC, sorry. Unlock the Striker Grid set, sponsored by Ivada, whatever that means. Featuring a full outfit, 3 weapon skins, a charm, and a 25% boost to match XP. Players also unlock 500 multi-bucks when they claim their prize. And then we're bringing even more in-game benefits. Asphalt Legends Unite, Call of Duty Warzone, Enlisted, and War Thunder. Super cool. I'm really curious to see what Warzone gets, if it's enough to make me want to play. I need to check out the finals. It's been out a while. I loved the trailer when it came out. I haven't checked it out yet. And then they go over some of the existing benefits, and then they give you some like tips on linking your accounts to your Xbox account in the Xbox Wire article, which is linked below if you want to check it out. But definitely cool to see Game Pass getting a little more bang for the buck just based on free to play games. And super cool that it's it's a lot of PC stuff. So if you got PC Game Pass, definitely link your Xbox account if you play any of these games, because there's just free stuff waiting for you. All right, let's move on. Amazon Luna gets EA games and is launching in more countries. This is also last week. Luna, the cloud gaming service from Amazon that lets you stream to PC, Fire TV Sticks, and more, is getting several Electronic Arts games, including Star Wars titles and sports games, added to its library soon. Umar Shakir writes from The Verge. The first collection of games is available now to Luna Plus subscribers, including Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, and Dead Space. Meanwhile, more of EA's popular franchises, including some unnamed EA sports games, will be released over the coming months. I kind of forgot about Luna, which you said you'd be forgiven if you've forgotten about Luna. But I haven't checked it out. I do xCloud, Google doesn't do anything. GeForce Now. When I do cloud gaming, and I don't even pay for GeForce Now because I pay for xCloud through Game Pass Ultimate, so that's kind of been my primary way to stream games when I need to. But cool nonetheless. It's interesting to see Amazon still investing in Luna. I hope that's going well. If you're using it, I hope you're enjoying it. But cool to see that you can play the Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor games. Games like that are perfect, I think, for cloud streaming if your internet's good enough. So cool. All right, let's move on. Some quick stories to kick us off. Rebellion's Atomfall has already reached 1.5 million players. Atomfall came out very recently. It looks neat. I haven't played it yet, but I believe it launched in Game Pass. Yeah, see here, it says in Game Pass. This article is from Samuel Tolbert over at Windows Central. So Rebellion Development's latest title is seeing success so far, with alternate history game Atomfall reaching 1.5 million players already, becoming the company's most successful launch ever per a press release. This comes just a weekend after the game's launch, with Atomfall garnering generally positive reviews. In addition to being available across consoles and PC, Atomfall is available via Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass, undoubtedly aiding its launch and making it easier for players to try the game out. Alongside the news of this first milestone, the team at Rebellion shared a number of exceedingly British stats for the game. 4 million, number of pasties players have eaten. 3.7 million, the number of kills with the cricket bat. 316,000, number of players that killed the scientist right at the start. 300,000, the number of cups of tea drunk so far. The last one was honestly lower than I had guessed, but at least going off my British colleagues. While I haven't had the chance to play Atomfall yet, we're drowning in great games to play right now, seriously. I know several members of the team here are enjoying it. I'm happy for Rebellion developments, and I'm glad the studio trying something new is paying off so far. Yeah, hopefully the success continues, and so on and so forth, which is cool. I like seeing when a new game, really clicks with people. And this game, while alternate history isn't a new concept, this game does look really neat. The trailers and some of the gameplay I've seen looks intriguing enough for me to want to check it out. So if you haven't already, it's a GamePass title. There's really no reason not to check it out. And I need to correct that very soon. We don't play games around here. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. So did you download the Nintendo Today app? Because this was an announcement on March 26th, like the next day that they launched the app. After the Nintendo Direct, that wasn't the Switch 2 one, the one that was on Switch. Anyway, the Zelda movie, live action movie, will release March 6, 2027. Good Lord, it's late. I thought this was amazing. This is like big news. It went all over the internet very fast, but this was put in the Nintendo Today app. If you haven't already downloaded it, definitely check it out. Go ahead and download it. There's some neat stuff in there. The Splatoon art is pretty cool. They've been doing some like Zelda art showcases. The theme of the app itself is great. I'm actually really impressed because of all the apps Nintendo has made that aren't games, this is the most useful directly. So I think this is cool. But yeah, Zelda movie launching March 26, 2027. That's wild. I'm excited to see it. I'm ready for that first trailer, I guess. I mean, that's 2 years away, so exciting stuff. All right, let's move on. PlayStation's PS Plus games for April were announced. We'll go through these kind of quick. RoboCop Rogue City, which looked kind of cool. PS4, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not really up my alley, but okay. That's PS5, and then PS5, PS4, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Man, it is late. All right, just need you guys to know. And then Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory on PS4 as well. So if you like those Digimon Cyber Sleuth games, check out Hacker's Memory. But it's kind of a mid-month, if I had to say. I don't know if anybody would agree with that, but hey, cool. If you got your PlayStation Plus sub up, there you go. April 1st. That's the time of this recording. More games to check out. Anywho, let's move on. All right, so Final Fantasy IX has been rumored to get a remake for a long time, and this website just went up very recently that has people very excited. Now, the website is in Japanese, but you can translate it to English, which I did not do before starting the recording, so let's fumble around with this real quick. And now we'll enjoy it in English. Final Fantasy IX, which was released July 7th, 2000, will celebrate its 25th anniversary in 2025. We're preparing various projects, including merchandise and collaborations to commemorate the 25th anniversary, so please look forward to it. And they're talking about goods, music, books, and more goods in the news. They got some merch lined up, which all looks really cool, if you're into this kind of stuff. The little plushies are adorable. Music and books, I'm always down for music, but I think Square has done a pretty good job of putting their music on like streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music, so this will be cool to check out if it's got some like cool artwork or stuff with it. I'll have to import it if I want it, but Final Fantasy IX is like my favorite one. And this got people talking about the remake. Are we going to get something new? The website doesn't like specifically say. But it does give us, some hope for more on the remake. They do list all the ways you can play it now. App Store, Google Play, PlayStation Store, Steam, Switch, and Xbox One. Well, Series X and S, but okay. And so if you haven't downloaded it and played it yet, I definitely would, unless you just wait for the remake. I don't think this will follow the Final Fantasy VII remake where they're like telling a new story, calling it a remake. I think this will be a closer to the OG experience with just better visuals and maybe some more modern mechanics in terms of turn-based RPGs. I don't really know. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm definitely looking forward to whatever they do. All right, let's move on. All right, I haven't covered this game much at all, but I thought it was interesting because we talked about Warner Brothers canceling a bunch of projects, and it seems they canceled something that would have most certainly made them just some extra cash in these trying times for all these developers that have to cancel things. Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition canceled by Warner Brothers. Let's read. This is from Mike Straw at Insider Gaming. If I could only remember where I'm at. All right. Warner Brothers Games has canceled the planned Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition, according to a new report from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier. The Definitive Edition and DLC's cancellation comes as part of an ongoing restructure at the entertainment company's video game unit. The project was officially canceled this week. This came out last week, March 27th, due to concerns that the amount of content was not substantial enough to justify the price being considered. Insider Gaming exclusively first reported on the development of the Definitive Edition and DLC back in October 2024. The new version of the game was scheduled to include 10 to 15 hours of additional content, including a new story quest, side quest activities, and outfits. In addition to the Definitive Edition of the game, the DLC was expected to be available separately for those who already owned the base game. With no extra content now planned for Hogwarts Legacy, the studio seems to be moving forward, focusing on the eventual sequel to the popular game. Back in November, outgoing Warner Brothers Games president David Haddad said that Hogwarts Legacy 2 was a very big priority for the company and that production on the game was in progress. The sequel being developed by the same studio, Avalanche Software, that developed the first Hogwarts Legacy, which is great. I mean, keep the same people on it. The original game sold nearly 35 million copies and has remained a top-selling game each month since its February 2023 release. What do you think about the Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition being canceled? Well, okay, let's get into what I think here. If they're saying it wasn't substantial enough to ask $60 to $70 again, or they weren't going to make enough on add-on sales for people that already had it, it's probably a wise choice on their part. However, I feel like anything with this branding, as well as the first game did at launch, people would be hyped for more to hold them over until the next one came out. Now, the PC version supports mods, so I think that's going to play a lot into it. But it's a big bummer that these DLCs and stuff are even getting canceled. I think something like this shows just how strict they're having to be with this kind of funding. So, yeah, a bit of a bummer if you're a fan of the game. But anyway, let's move on. First signs of dedicated Xbox interface for Windows 11 handheld PCs spotted in the latest preview. References to a full screen experience that can be booted directly into on startup have been spotted in the latest Windows 11 preview build, a likely sign of things to come for Windows gaming handhelds. This is from Zach Bowden over at Windows Central again. It says it's an open secret at this point, but Microsoft is working to improve Windows 11 on gaming handhelds with a new dedicated interface that will be easier to use with gamepad controls. Now we have our first signs that this work is currently ongoing internally, as references to a new full screen experience that can be set as the default home experience upon startup have been spotted in the latest Windows 11 preview builds. Spotted by Xenopanther on Blue Sky, the references were found in the latest language pack for an in-development build of Windows 11. The references were found under a new gaming posture choose home app area. The references are included are boot into the full screen experience at device startup and choose your full screen experience, which might imply that there may be multiple different game focused interfaces to choose from. Windows Central can confirm both strings are present. So basically, if you have the insider build, you can go find these references. A leaked internal Microsoft hackathon project from 2022 already gives us a rough idea as to the kind of experience the company is likely building towards. Users will be given a choice regarding which interface they wish to boot into. Currently navigating Windows 11 with a controller is a cumbersome experience. This isn't helped by the fact that the interface isn't optimized for small screens, which many Windows-powered gaming handhelds have to remain portable. Microsoft is rumored to be working with Asus on a gaming handheld dubbed Project Kennan that will be heralded as the first Xbox ecosystem branded Windows-powered handheld, designed to kick off a new era of gaming on Windows. So it's coming. We knew it was coming. It's taking them a while to get something out there, but starting to see signs of internal references pop up in these insider builds. These are just like beta builds of Windows that have features that may not even make it to production, but usually the insider builds are like, hey, this is what we're working on. Let's get in the hands of people so we can test it. Now, they're not saying the home experience is here, but it's coming. It's coming. So it's super cool to see. Sometimes I feel like they do this stuff on purpose just to get people talking about it. And here I am feeding right into their plans. So definitely check that out. I'm excited to see how that comes into play with the Project Kennan handheld, which we have more on in a moment. Or right now. Insider Gaming reports Asus seemingly teases Project Kennan Xbox handheld ahead of reveal. And so they've got a little teaser over on ROG Global on X, Blue Sky, Twitter. I don't know. This is Twitter. They're all the same app. I don't know. Why is this not can we not open it? Do we mess it up? Here we go. So this is just like a teaser of what this is. Which, I mean, all right, dude dabs. That is just like, all right, I'm out of here. So we get the Xbox controller and the ROG Ally. And then a new, what I would guess is a new line of ROG Ally products, of which Project Kennan will be a part of. I don't think this is going to be as big of a deal as they want it to be, but a cool teaser nonetheless. And Microsoft reacts in the most Microsoft way possible with the side eye that they did for the Series S leak. You know, just as they do. I think the announcement is closer than we realize, but hey, you know, it'll come right after the Switch 2 announcement, I'm sure. Which, if you're watching this, the Switch 2 Direct happened. I hope it was fun. I haven't watched it yet because it's 11:22 p.m. and I should be asleep. And that's it for the game news. We're back at the beginning. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I know this is a little rough, kind of quick. Not really looking at the recording time, but hey, y'all let me know how you enjoyed it. Thanks for checking it out. If you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere, really, because it's only going to YouTube or Rumble. So wherever you're watching, thanks. Hit the like button. Subscribe for more. And I hope you had a good time at the Nintendo Direct, because I'll be there, but it'll be after. You'll watch this way after, because I'm not even going to publish this until a couple hours after it airs anyway. So I hope it was fun. Love ya. I'm going to go edit and then go to sleep now. Bye.